and May Day King, Katie Grothaler. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Where is the flag? Oh, it's over there.
Good morning. The May Day Committee would like to welcome everyone here today. We are extremely excited that two members of the Board of Education, Christina Bellinger and Mary Franklin, as well as the Superintendent of Schools, Michael Janowski, are able to be in attendance. May Day is a tradition that has been part of Gregg School for over 35 years. Here at Gregg, we are fortunate to have many people willing to assist in this endeavor. We would like to recognize those who played a role in making our May Day festivity successful. As your name is read, please stand to be acknowledged. Mrs. Collins, Mrs. Austin, Mrs. Rapasarda, Mrs. Kraska, Mrs. Stone, Mrs. Goldwyn, Mrs. Henson, Mr. McElwain, Mrs. Patton, Mrs. Haberstraw, Mrs. Hurley, Mrs. Keeler, Mrs. Doherty, Mrs. Emanuel, Mrs. Giroux, Mrs. Terwilliger, Mrs. Rehoe, Mr. Streeton, Mrs. Simmons, Ms. Ketchum, Mrs. Callahan, Mrs. Debbie Smith, Mrs. Wendy Smith, Mrs. Wood, Mr. Knapp, Mrs. Nagel, Mrs. Dotz, Mrs. Finney Brock, Mrs. Hale, Mrs. Curtis, and Mr. Bolaski. Thank you for all of your help. We would like to express our appreciation to everyone who brought in flowers today. And above all, we would like to thank the dedicated parents and children who gave their time and energy to before and after school practices so that our May Day program can continue to be a successful tradition that is enjoyed by everyone. Please sit back and enjoy the program.
Each year, the Gregg School May Day program has begun with the reciting of a poem written about 140 years ago by England's poet laureate, Alfred Lord Tennyson. Tennyson's poem, Queen of the May, reminds us of the beauty of the month of May and the importance of the selection of just the right girl for the honor of May Queen. With just a little reference that Tennyson's might expect, here are 8 of our Gregg School beauties who will recite this poem for you. Since the poem is rather difficult to understand in its original form, we have altered the poem's title. Now is one of the most popular parts of our annual program. This year beauties are 4th grader Alan Atherton, Aiden Kopka, Mason Smith. 5th graders Gabe Cornfield, Joseph Enderley, Brady Hughes, Aiden Jacobowitz,
wake and call me early, mother dear. Tomorrow will be the happiest time of all the glad new year. Well, glad year, mother, the next merriest day. For on to be queen of the May, mother, on to be queen of the May.
I sing so sound on my bed that I shall never wake, if you do not call me loud when the day begins to break. But I must gather lots of flowers on this very happy day, for I'm to be queen of the May, mother. I'm to be queen of the May.
All the valley, mother, will be fresh and green and still, and the buttercups and the daisies will be all over the hill, and the winding streams and the flowery fields will merrily dance and play. But I'm to be queen of May, mother. I'm to be queen of May. Little Effie shall come tomorrow to the green with me, and you'll be there too, mother, to see me made the queen. For all the handsome boys that will come from far away. For I'm to be queen of the May, mother. I'm to be queen of the May. So you must wake and call me early, mother dear. Tomorrow will be happiest time of all the glad new year. Tomorrow will be the merriest, maddest day. So where I'm to be queen of May, mother. I'm to be queen of May. The night winds come and go, mother, upon the meadow grass, and the happy stars above them seem to brighten as they pass. There will not be a drop of rain for the whole of the livelong day, and I'm to be queen of the May, mother. I'm to be queen of the May. There's many a black eye, they say, but none so bright as mine. There's Margaret and Mary, Kate and Caroline, but none so fair as little Allison. Oh, pretty land, they say. So I'm to be queen of the May, mother. I'm to be queen of the May. So you must wake and call me early, mother dear. Tomorrow will be the happiest time of all the glad new year. Of all the glad new year, mother, the maddest, merriest day. For I'm to be queen of the May, mother. I'm to be queen of the May.
celebrations related to the change of seasons. Trees as symbols of nature were often used as part of the festivals. Through the years that followed, several European countries held observances as part of their culture. It was during the Middle Ages that the Maypole became part of the ritual. Every English village has its Maypole. The people of the villages who dance around them as part of their celebration. Our tradition in America of celebrating May Day comes from the observances held in England. This includes bringing in the May, where the custom was to go to the wood before dawn and pick flowers and branches to decorate the house. There was always a May Queen chosen from among the pretty girls of the village to reign over the May Day festivities. She was drawn in a decorated cart by young men or her maids of honor of the village green, where she was crowned before the start of the dances. She sat in her adorned of flowers, and often the dancing was performed around her rather than around the Maypole. Here have been many changes in May Day observances over the year. Here at grad school, we have attempted a revival of May Day in a way designed for children as you see today. The selection of May Day Queen, May King, and their court of attendants is at times a difficult task. A list of all of the fourth grade boys and girls is given to each of 3 elected art teachers. From this list, they independently select a rate 5 girls, 5 boys who they consider worthy of recognition. These students are rated on courtesy, consideration, cooperation, initiative, participation, reliability, productive, use of time, and displaying traits in keeping with the school discipline policy. The 3 girls and boys receive the greatest number of score points make up the court. We would like to take this opportunity to thank our related arts teachers for their efforts in the selection process. Please stand and be recognized as your name is called. Art, Mrs. Coleman. Library, Mrs. Ravisardo. Music, Mrs. Kraska. Physical education, Mrs. Rigo. We are about ready for the presentation of this year's sport. The robe bearers for this year, King and Queen, are kindergartners Jocelyn Colgrove, J. Page. This year's Maypole dancers are Ashton Carson, Madeline Callagher, Izzy Driscoll, Jenna DiNardo, Karen Hoover, Shannon Larkin, Claire Maurer, McKenna Reed, Emily Ross, Madeline Stewart. the 2016 Grad School May Day Court. The second attendants to May King and Queen are Aiden Kahaka and Italian Gilden. The first attendants to May King and Queen are DJ Cornfield and Grace Robertson. This year's May King is Mason Smith. This year's May Queen is Sophia Scouted. Mason Hakes.
You're noticing I'm not touching anything. Do you want to try that? I would love to. Thank you. Very much.
Attendance will return for those parents and friends who want to take more photographs as soon as we return to their classrooms.